everyone, it's Scott Blumstein, Mr. Ramrod 2017. It's a sweltering sunny day this Saturday, and we're at the Mr. Ramrod Ranch. I wanted to talk today about I'm trying to do these videos so that people can either learn from my experience or expand on them, also to help the next Mr. Ramrod, to give him some history and some background. But I was Mr. Ramrod, first runner-up 3 years ago, and I had this energy and enthusiasm that I wasn't able to utilize. Mr. Ramrod at the time was happy to explore on himself, and I just felt like I wanted to do a little bit more than I was being utilized. And so I went to MAL to support Mr. Ramrod, and I was sitting in the audience, and Patrick Smith was speaking, and he said to me something. He said something in his speech that really resonated with me. He said, "You don't need a title to do good work." And I sat there in the audience, and I really stood at attention, and I decided then I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to be the best first runner-up that I could be. And so when I went back, I was talking to my friend and mentor, Rich Rodriguez, who is president of the Lambda Men's Brotherhood, and I was talking about my frustration, and he said to me, "Why don't you get involved with Lambda?" And so I started volunteering, and then I started going to meetings, and then I was asked to be on the board, and it gave me an opportunity to utilize my energy and do something productive, because Lambda is a nonprofit and they raise money for charity. And I really enjoyed it, and I started to make a name for myself, and I started going to events, and I was told people don't want Mr. Ramrod first runner-up, they want Mr. Ramrod. And so, I had to kind of find an identity and a place for myself within that framework. And so by promoting and supporting events through Lambda, I was able to utilize my energy and make a name for myself and become starting to become the leader that I wanted to be, that I've been trying to be for all these years. And I would go to these events, and I would walk around and introduce myself to people, and people would say to me, because South Florida is very transient, and people would say, "I'm new in town," or "I'm recently single," or "I don't know anyone," or "I'm only here part of the year and I live somewhere else part of the year and I'm not plugged in." And so I started to take people's names and cell phone numbers, and I started to do a blast every Wednesday, because I thought I'd like to give people options for events over the weekend. So I thought if it went out on Wednesday, that they could plan their weekend and have events to go to. And then besides doing the blast, which I send out every Wednesday, I also posted on Facebook. And when I would have my events, people would show up and they would say to me, "I'm here because I got your blast," or "I'm here because I saw your Facebook post." And I realized that Facebook and the blast was a strong tool to getting the word out. And 3 years later, I'm still doing it every Wednesday, and I have to go through all my contacts and cut and paste. But I have like 400 people that I send a blast out to, and I have 4,000 Facebook friends that I send the blast out to, as well as other groups on Facebook that I'm part of. And people tell me that it's not done anywhere else in the country, that no one else does that, and it's a way for people to use as a tool to see what's going on in the community, and also to not just promote my events or Lambda, but anyone in the community who's having an event, whether it's fetish or leather or a fundraiser. I put it in the blast, and I put it out there to use some of that spotlight to promote other causes, so that people will have options and they'll come out. And I'm always about introducing people and making everyone feel welcome, because I remember what it was like to be an outsider in the community and go to events and have people ignore you or not acknowledge you, and it doesn't feel good. And I never wanted anyone to feel that way at one of my events. And so I'm always aware of people that are in the background or on the side, and I always bring them in and welcome them and introduce them to everyone, because I want everyone to feel like our community is inclusive and welcoming and friendly. And when I go to events like MAL or CLAW or IML, and I wear my sash, people will tap me on the shoulder and they'll tell me stories about the Ramrod bar, how it was the first leather bar that they went to, or it was, it was so much fun, or they were here on a cruise and they went to the Ramrod bar Friday and Saturday before their cruise on Sunday, and everyone was so welcoming and friendly. And I take these stories back with me when I do EDC or I do events, because I like to share my travels and my experiences with the community, to let them know that I don't make the Ramrod bar, the community does. It's the people that come to the bar every weekend for events and for parties that are friendly to tourists and friendly to natives that make the bar. And so I share these stories because I want the people in the community to know that the Ramrod bar is well known throughout the country and throughout the world. There is not another leather bar in Fort Lauderdale. We're the only one, and we've been going strong for the last 24 years. And so the next Mr. Ramrod will be the 24th Mr. Ramrod. And so I want to share these stories and this excitement with the people in my community, to let them know that they're part of the bar, they're part of the success of that bar, and the excitement that people who stop me at these events to tell me how much they enjoy the bar. And so I want to share these stories with the community, because the community is so strong and all about being inclusive and friendly and open. And so I'm trying to promote that, so that the next Mr. Ramrod and the next Mr. Ramrod and all that will expand on my legacy and expand on the work that I've done, and keep Ramrod running for many years, and just build on the success. And so I wanted to share this with you, because I kind of plugged into something that people said that they needed. They needed a way for people they were searching for brotherhood and inclusion and community, because I was searching for that too. And so when people would tell me I'm not plugged in, I kind of figured out a way to correct that, or to give people an option. And it's been really successful, and it's something that anyone could do in all over the country, or any community in small towns or in large cities, because people are looking to connect and people are looking for brotherhood. And so I was glad that I was able to take that and utilize it in a productive way. And people thank me when I'm at the Ramrod, and I walk around and talk to people and introduce myself, and they tell me, like, no one does blasts or no one does incursions. And I'm trying to change that. I'd love for people to take this idea and utilize it in their communities, in their towns. And they do that, because someone reached out to me when I was at IML, and he wanted to talk to me about incursions. And I met with him in the lobby, and we talked for about an hour and told him how to do it and what the benefits were. And he went home and organized his first leather incursion. And I was so excited that I was able to be the conduit to give him that idea, and to give him that confidence that he was able to go home in his town, in his community, and have a successful incursion. And I love people to take these ideas and take this energy and bring it to their communities, because I think people are looking for a connection, and especially when we're so marginalized and politics is so divisive. It's like, let's do something productive for our community to bring us together and bring some brotherhood and community to our towns. And so I'm posting these videos because I want to have people learn from my experience and what works and what doesn't work, and also to inspire others. And I'll be happy to, steal those ideas, borrow them, take them, make them your own, or expand on them. And I've had success and a lot of fun. I love my job. I've been doing it for 3 years. First as Mr. Ramrod first runner-up, and then I promoted the Mr. Ramrod contest the second year and supported David when he was Mr. Ramrod, and then I felt strongly that I wanted to put my stamp on what I thought Mr. Ramrod should be, and then I'll be helping the next Mr. Ramrod fulfill his goals and his dreams of what he expects Mr. Ramrod to be. And so I'm hoping that these videos are entertaining and educational, and they inspire you and, make you feel good about wanting to do work in your community and get involved. And so if you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to answer or talk to anyone. I'm going to just say thank you for watching and thank you for supporting me. I love my job. I appreciate Randy and all the help and support that he gives me. I couldn't do this job without him. It makes it more fun having a loving partner by my side doing these events with me. And so have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching. I'm Mr. Ramrod, first Mr. Ramrod 2017. Thank you, everyone.